Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to episode 30 of the Beyond the Booster vlog. My name's Eddie, owner of Eddys Emporium. And yeah, we've got today a pretty short episode. I'm feeling pretty burnt out, my dudes and dudettes, because it's been a long week. And I'm excited. We've got the new Spiritforged set coming out from Riftbound. The prices are stupidly high and stupidly low in supply, so I would expect, if you do have an opportunity to get stock, probably get stock now, because I don't think it's going to be widely available for many people at the moment. And I went into it the last video, but I really do think Riftbound are really running a tight or walking across really tight rope right now with their supply and demand, because it is just so stupid. Like, I mean, if I see prices and I'm seeing big companies run out of stock before they've got stuff in, and the fact we've had a reprint, yeah, I really thought they would have addressed this by now, by set 2, but my stock's live. It won't be live for long, because I know that when it comes out on the 12th or 13th, can't remember right now, it will not be there, in my opinion. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on that, because it's so silly. It's so silly. In other sets, we've got the new Hololive coming out later this month, I believe, and that'll be a good set to get into. The Hololive are a slow burner, but they're always a really consistent product to have. Obviously, the was it Oshimens? One of that, which obviously the big kind of people within the Hololive VTuber space. Very cool. I do obviously like the signed cards. I've said, Y Schwartz and everything like that. I'm a big signed card person, and I think Hololive will be a really consistent TCG moving forward into the future, especially now it's on its own. Obviously, prior to that, it had collaborations like Y Schwartz and things, but they're doing really good job in terms of just making sure that the supply is relative to the market, unlike the prior mentioned Riftbound. On an Eddie's personal note, I started to shift some of my personal collection. I kind of came across the feeling that for the longest time I've had like loads and loads of kind of holos and excess, I suppose you can call it bulk cards, but when you pull like a nice card, like a full art and like a nice illustration rare and things along that line that you wouldn't usually buy for yourself, I've kind of came to the idea that I think I want to kind of sell and roll into more cards. I'd rather have, less cards, but I think my philosophy moving forward would be like, I'd rather have a few cards that I love than have loads of cards that I just like. It's been quite admin heavy to kind of go through and see, okay, well, I love that card here, but I don't want to get rid of it, but will it actually be putting towards values about a card I love, like a real card? Like, one of my cards on my to buy list is the Lugia from Silver Tempest before it just skyrockets and I'll never be able to afford it again, because I do think that's one of my grails, and everyone's grails from the new or the previous Sword and Shield era. I was saying the previous one, it's because Scarlet and Violet's ended. Wild, I'm getting old. But yeah, I think I've just kind of made peace with that, and I'm not going to let kind of tens get in my way. Previously, I'd be like, I'm not going to buy, I'm going to wait for a 10 to come along. But I can have 4 or 5 cards I adore, and I feel like if I don't buy it at the right time, I won't be able to get it in a 10. But I'll never mind that, I'll not be able to get it in a raw value unless I'm paying stupid amounts of money for it, which is obviously not on the cards for anyone, to be honest. But on some of them cards as well, obviously One Piece being super high at the moment, I don't think they're going to sustain them prices. So I've sent a few of my excess cards in One Piece to Ace to get graded, on the idea that I'll probably flip them for a lot of money while the price is at a high now, because I do think they will dip in a bit. and then I'll probably use that money and shift it into kind of Pokemon, the Pokemon cards that I'm really interested in, which I'm excited for. And I think a lot of TCG people at the moment are kind of just doing this zigzag route between like, don't chase the kind of in hype TCG. You almost want to look where people aren't looking at the moment, and then capitalize on that, because Pokemon prices, some of them are dipping because a lot of the attention is on One Piece right now. So yeah, don't chase the clout in that sense. You make use of the opportunities you've got, and if you do have One Piece and you do have kind of like SPs and, you know, certain treasure rares, there's a lot of Giga Chads getting into it that don't really know the value of it and are just hoping number go up. I could be wrong, number could just go back up, but I would say if you've got your eye on something, kind of release some of that right now and get it changed into stock. It's just admin heavy. Even though I obviously own a card store, going through all your personal stuff, detaching emotionally, listing, making it look nice, then I do it on just bids. I kind of go, okay, if I get 80% of what it's worth, like, I don't care, because to sell a £10 card might take months. So I like the opportunity to sell and give people a good bargain if they can. There's a couple of cards that I've sold that have just sold for like 99p, but I kind of go, oh man, they sell for like £6. But like 2 sells every other month and there's like a jabillion on the market. It obviously isn't actually a true reflection of the value. It's just perceived value for other people, and you get in the way of that. So I just kind of go like, okay, let's shift it. Let's get some money behind you, and just when the right card comes, I get to buy what I like and not have to worry about like, oh, is this money from Eddys Emporium or my own life saving for a house and a wedding at the same time as running a business. It's very hard to make that call. And usually it ends up in Eddie doesn't get a treat. So it's nice to be able to recycle this money. But let me know, do you do the same thing, or do you kind of like hoard all your goods, kind of like how I do/did? Let me know. In TCG news, we've got the new Chaos Rising set announced, which will be the English set of, I think it's called Spinning Ninja. What's it called here? Ninja Spinner, which, given its name, I think isn't not confirmed, but you can make a pretty big guess that it's going to have Greninja Mega in there, and I think this will be a huge set. Just on all the Greninja fans, all the Giga Chads who have seen the previous Greninja prices, I think this will be a very hard set to get hold of, and I think with people missing with Perfect Order and not being as hyped for that, which I'm really excited for. There's a lot of beautiful arts in there. As I said, that Mega Zygarde's probably one of the coolest arts I've seen in a long time. But when we're looking at the market and how the market will react to a product, I really think the Chaos Rising set will be a mega hard set, pun intended, to get hold of, because of the star of the show, which will be a Mega Greninja. And that means you're probably going to get an SIR, obviously your full art, and then you're going to get a gold Greninja Mega. That for me is a good sign of, if you are looking to buy to keep sealed, really good opportunity. But also, if you're buying to rip packs and get cool cards, this is going to be a really awesome set, because you might also get other related starters within this, but there's been nothing confirmed. But the Ninja Spinner releases on the March 13th, and I think then we'll get a bit of an idea of what kind of cards are included in there, or potentially included. And then we've got the May 22nd for the Chaos Rising set, which will be the English equivalent, or what builds into part of it. So we've got Wave 1 coming out of the special Pokemon partner illustration collections, and the arts are fantastic. They're looking really, really cool. So what we're looking at right now is some of the ones featuring like iconic locations, references of these places that we're going through, like Bulbasaur, Charmander, and obviously Squirtle. You can start to see all the areas that they're kind of referencing based on their respected kind of areas and typing, but it's really cool to kind of take this trip down memory lane and just see all these awesome, and I love the color. I love the color, and these are obviously some of the packs that you'll get involved with here. So you get 3 cards within that. I don't know whether it's a pack and then you get all 3 of the starters within that one from that generation. Let me see. So yeah, we'll get Series 2 and 3 later in the year. And then Series 2 will Johto, potentially Unova and Galar, or Glare. And then obviously Hoenn, Kalos, and Paldea. These will all be really cool. 3 of the 9, just 2 pack booster packs. So it's not confirmed if we are going to get the exact 3 within one. It would make sense, but Pokemon sometimes just doesn't make sense. But yeah, if you got Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Charmander in one, then Turtwig, Chimchar, and Piplup in the other one, that would make sense. But also, I would, from probably a collector's point of view, it would make it more fun if you didn't, because that means you kind of have to rip more packs and thinking probably actually more along the lines of Pokemon's lovely money grabbing mechanics. They probably will want that, so you're trying to always chase for that like Chimchar or that Charmander because you only got Bulbasaur and Squirtle so far. It'll be interesting to see how they do that, but yeah, very excited. As mentioned, it's going to be a short one, so that's it for this week. I'm going to go eat some food and relax because it's been a busy week for me, but I'm hoping you are not having a busy week, and I hope you continue to have a non-busy week, and maybe you get some packs. Actually, yeah, I hope you get some packs. If you do like this and obviously you want to support the channel, I'd always love a subscribe. But if not, lovely hearing your voice. Your voice? My voice? What am I doing? I'm so tired. I might be hearing voices, but on that note, I'm going to leave you now. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, rest of your week. Ciao.